Hello, welcome back to the channel of nonsense. I got an email an hour ago from KTM saying we're taking loads of money off our bikes. I think the KTM sale that we've all been waiting for has begun. Now, a quick recap if you've been living under a motorcycle-shaped rock. KTM is in financial difficulties. They've just got rid of their old co-CEO, Mr. Pierre. He's gone the way of the dodo, probably quite rightly. And everyone's been quietly waiting online for some kind of fire sale or some kind of distressed selling regime under which you can get a Super Duke for a couple of bags of Star Mix. Now, I think that's just started, judging by this email that I've had. The discounts are big, but I would say they're not anything outside of what KTM normally does in winter anyway. But this time is across their whole range, as far as I can work out. Anyway, so I've seen discounts ranging anywhere between 10%, even 21% on one of the 390 models. Even things like the 1390 Super Duke car has been reduced down from 17, 18 grand for the non-Evo model down to just over 15 grand, saving £2,700 on what is still, I think, the best naked bike that you can buy. I'm not sure if you're me. 1290 Super Adventure S, if you want one of those, down to just under 15 grand. That's not so unusual. I usually see them pre-reg for that price anyway at this time of year. Again, it does sort of make you feel like a bit of a mug if you've ever bought a KTM at list price, and this is just further kind of cementing the idea that KTM's list prices are full of foolish and that you should wait for a deal. But this is the first time I've seen a sale across the range, and it's not the only KTM discount news that is out and about, because the 990 Duke, which came out last year with that new 990 engine, absolutely brilliant bike, but as I said in my review, it's just way too expensive. It was 13 grand. 2 weeks ago, a bit late to the party of this one, that was reduced down to 11 grand permanently. There's a price realignment of £2,000. They've lopped 2 grand off the price of a 990 Duke, making it 11 grand, which is perhaps the price it should always have been, to be honest. Going up against the MT10 and things like that, that is a much cheaper bike. The MT09 is a much more affordable bike. So yes, hopefully some people will go and buy 990 Dukes. But let's have a quick look at this this new sale, this discount. Oh, I think it's going to be muddy down here. Let's see if we have a repeat of last week. I am on the Tenere 700. Adam Riemann calls his Warhorse. This one I'm going to call Swamp Donkey. This is slimy. I came down here just for a bit of a relaxing trail, but actually it looks quite slippery. Yeah, I've got some of the prices here. So a 125 Duke is down from £4,900 to just 4,000. 390 Dukes, 800 quid off, down to 4,900. A 790 Duke's 1,200 quid off, down to £6,800. And again, if you want a Super Duke car, £15,300 now, down 2,700 quid. And a 1390 Super Duke R Evo, 16,900, down from nearly 20 grand. 890 SMT is down to 10,900. That's a brilliant bike if you want a 17-inch front wheel. And then, yeah, the biggest saving percentage-wise is the 390 Adventure, down from 6,600 to 5,200 pounds, 21% off. And then the 890 Adventure R is down to 12,300 if you want your off-road thrills. And yeah, 1290 Super Adventure S, 14,900. So lowest official price I've seen on that in quite a while. And then all the off-road stuff is about a grand off, all about 9% off, 1,800 quid off if you want a 125 SX. The question is though, will it actually help KTM's fortunes? Because, you know, KTM has been very public about its problems. It put out a video last year with the CEO, the co-CEO and the CEO. And, you know, they've put themselves into self-appointed administration, haven't they? So, would you go and buy a KTM, knowing what is going on in the world of Kato? Oh, this looks slippery AF. Hey. Personally, I wouldn't right now. As I said, I've owned KTMs before, so I don't really have a problem with them from a reliability point of view, but I just don't really have a local dealer anymore, and that is slightly more of a worry to me than the thing going wrong. Obviously the 890 cam issues as well, going to put a lot of people off. But would you buy one now? They're a lot cheaper. I think a lot of people might have been expecting it, as Americans would say, a deeper sale than this, but I guess they've still got a lot of money in these bikes, and they still need to get as much margin out of them as possible, which is why we're not seeing absolutely ridiculous discounts. I don't know, hopefully it does turn them around and fix the fortunes of the company somewhat, because we don't want to lose KTM, do we? Now I think this sale is separate to the 990 Duke price realignment. That does sound like a mea culpa from KTM, them putting their hands up and saying, look, we were excited about this bike, we thought we could take a slice of the more premium market middleweight naked pie like Ducati Monster, and I guess sales have just been slower than they want, which is a shame. I guess it comes down to whether people believe in the new 990 engine's reliability, because obviously it's going to eventually replace the 890. So yeah, it's unproven. For me, the big one on that list is a 1390 Super Duke R. I love that bike. It's an incredible road bike. It's just about as exciting as motorbikes get on the road, and I think it could do everything you really want it to, from touring to track days to scratching around on the road. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And also the big KTM engines have tended to be a bit more reliable than the small ones, so I think that would be my buy if it was my money. What would you choose from their list of bargains? By the way, don't worry about this guy. I just bought a Gorilla Pod for the first time in years, so I've just wanted to find somewhere to tuck him away when I'm riding along. Do it sideways. This is wet sand, by the way, or damp sand and clay, so yes, I'm going to be a feet out wobbler for a second, because, well, again, I'm still on road tyres. I'm the Pirelli Scorpion STR. Come, let's get up here, mate. This is just complete Bogsville, USA. Let's just get through this. I can feel the tyres are just full up of mud. On the car channel, I've got a Range Rover Sport at the moment for the week, and I took it up just a wet car park, and even that just was sliding all over the place. The weather's just been so grim. But I think KTM's problem is just they've got hundreds of thousands, apparently, of unsold units. And I know you're a businessman, but having lots of stock on hand is just never what you want, is it? Just gonna park up and get a photo here, because I got a photo of a Tenere 700 here last year and it was popping. Now, one thing I've noticed over 5 years of doing YouTube, doing car channel and a motorbike channel, is that bikers are, I would say, much more chronically online than car fans to an extent. I feel like, because biking is a real specialist hobby, you're all on the forums, you're all on the Facebook groups, you're all very aware of the meta, of the zeitgeist, if I'm being poncy, of motorcycling. And I've been doing a couple of adventure bike videos lately. I'm a novice, I've been asking people for their advice, and in all the recommendations, I've been talking about getting a T7, about getting a Aprilia Touareg. It's possibly been the second most recommended middleweight adventure bike. No one's been recommending I get a KTM 890, really. Yes, it is the sportiest, most fun of the middleweight adventure bikes, but I feel like the internet meta, if you will, is already quite far against KTM. So it does feel like KTM is already on the back foot from an internet perspective, in terms of what people are talking about, what people are recommending to their friends, etc, etc. Which is a real shame. That cam issue really has, I think, precipitated a lot of this, and growing too fast, too quickly, acquiring MV Agusta. What were you going to do with it, KTM? There's all sorts of kind of odd business decisions, which I guess with retrospect from an outside point of view is very easy to question. I imagine if you're on the board and you're pushing KTM Piera Mobility Group to expand, then that's what you do, isn't it? You buy other companies, but it hasn't obviously played out for them. But here we are. We've got cheaper motorbikes for a bit. There's no end date on all of these new KTM deals. So far as I've been told, I'm sure it will finish at some point. Hopefully not when the company goes bust. But yeah, if you want a KTM, go down to your local dealer. They're aware of all of these deals. They're not currently live on KTM UK website, but I think if you go to their checkout and use discount code Tim Rodey says give me a free Super Duke 10, then tell me what happens. Quick update on Tenere 7 Life. This is actually the first time I've ridden it since dumping it in that puddle last week, but as you can tell, it still runs absolutely fine. There was quite a lot of water in the airbox, but I drained that, dried the air filter out, and it's been happy motoring ever since. Still really impressed with its all-round abilities in terms of getting down some quite slimy trails on very road-biased tyres, and then actually been quite a good road bike as well. What boots should I get, by the way? What boots and what helmet should I get? I want something light and ventilated, and it's coming down to either the next WED 3, Wednesday the 3rd helmet in carbon, or possibly the Climb one. Is it Climberus? I don't want something like an Arai or Shoei, because I've got one at the moment, and it's just proper heavy and road biased and all the rest of it, and warm. So there we go, that was the easiest green lane that I lived near. Actually quite shakily conquered. If I was on knobblies it would have been okay, but this is a rubbish time of year for off-roading on slippery mud. Anyway, thank you for watching, goodbye. Go down to the comments and tell me if you're going to buy a KTM now. And I'd be interested to see. And yeah, I'll catch you all next time. Auf Wiedersehen! Oh yeah, a little postscript. I did rejoin the gym last Thursday, and I've been 4 times since. I've done a couple of 5k runs, very slowly, but I'm doing a couple of 5ks a week, did some weights today. I feel much better about life, and I'm trying to be a bit more careful what I eat, although it's my 6-year-old's birthday party at the weekend, and we had a cake that was mostly butter icing. So it's going to trend the right way, hopefully.